Chartbreaker presentando una vez más en exclusiva para DJsounds a uno de los artistas más reconocidos de la escena electrónica de Inglaterra, un gran talento DJ y productor al mando de Circus Recordings, desde el Club Roma de la Ciudad de México, Yousef.
Yes, this is my first time in Mexico City. I've been to Mexico once before, to Coocoon, but that's not really Mexico, as we all know. It's kind of come round full circle, if you like. You know, 16, 17 years ago, the music was straight up house music, more kind of rhythm and more funk, more blackness to it. And I think from my certain perspective, the music I play, it's kind of come through to what it's like. I mean, I think obviously electronic music is such a worldwide, global, commercial entity that it's now more pop music than it ever was. People like David Guetta and the Swedish House Mafia, you know, really taking that electronic sound to the younger masses, if you like, which is great. I mean, it's not really my thing, of course, but, you know, it's a channel to kind of bring electronic music to a broader spectrum, so, you know, so be it. It's great. It's a bit more mature in Europe, as in obviously the music came from Germany and then it blew up in England and it's kind of progressed back into France and Spain, and now every single inch of Europe it's really, you know, it's massive. Whereas in South America, even though the scene is really healthy in places like Mexico, Brazil, it's still kind of sort of early days. I mean, for example, there's no kind of massive radio show, there's no electronic music, television. Actually, there's none of that left in Europe, to be perfectly honest. I mean, obviously besides Tong in the UK, there's very little electronic music coverage anymore. You know, it's such a massive self-satisfaction because obviously it takes years to be able to get to a position where you're welcomed and invited to play in Ibiza. In my hometown of Liverpool, I run my own party called Circus, which I've been doing for 8 years. Still coming to Latin America is, for me, something very special. Obviously, I love the environment, I love the people, I like its energy, I like its craziness, if you like. You just don't know what's around the next corner. The record label's been going for 2 years. It's basically to put out my music, and I've had like 10 or 12 releases. All have been very well received. As I mentioned earlier, the Circus Recordings artist album, my own artist album, came out last year. The club, like I say, has been going on for 8 years. It was originally just started for me to play in Liverpool, small 200 or 300 capacity venue, which within like literally a month or two went to 1100 and hasn't looked back. We've done some incredible incredible events. Will I bring Circus to Mexico? All you need to do is ask, because I think the Mexicans kind of emulate the kind of craziness of the circus crowd in Liverpool, so anytime you like. I kind of split my brain between its left side and right side. It might sound a bit over the top, but what I do, I literally have my studio with one computer to do my music on the left, and another computer on the right to do my kind of everyday, like booking the lineup, the circus, and all the mechanics that goes with the record label. Yeah, I'm always really busy. I like it that way. It's work hard and don't party. You know, keep a clear head and a smile on your face and keep on focusing. And obviously, if you love what you do, you really enjoy what you do, you will find success in that. Yeah, I mean, like you say, I've watched Pioneers rise and kind of the headway into the electronic scene since the moment I was at Mambo in Ibiza years and years ago, and Roger Sanchez turned up the first CDJ 1000s, and everyone was like, what the hell's this? And I just started playing with it, and from that moment, you know, I was like, okay, these guys are up to something good. Eventually, I got to know them, they got to know me, and together, since, I don't know, 8 or 9 years now, they've been sending me product, and I've been kind of relaying back how I feel about it. Even this week, speaking to Rick Parkinson, who's kind of the lead technical guy over at Pioneer, talking to him about rekordbox, which is the new kind of iTunes library and performance organizer, if you like, for the CDJ 2000s. What I've been doing while I've been over in Mexico, I've been figuring out how to use it, and here's my set for tonight, which is 16 gigs and 300 tracks of joy. I've been using the CDJ 2000 all week, and like I mentioned, rekordbox earlier, and I'm fairly confident it's going to be just as good as Traktor, as in the kind of the playability of it, but a lot easier to use. What I like about the CDJ 2000s, like I said earlier, just in the question earlier on, it's the ease of use. Just being able to put your music on a USB key and just wander into the club and get stuck in. Yeah, I'm going to be using 3 CDJs as always. I mean, even when I was using Traktor, it was 4 internal channels and 1 CDJ out. But now it's back to the way I've been brought up, which is 3 decks. And the way I'm going to configure it, because the guys haven't got a router, sadly, which basically means connecting all 3 CDJs together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect CDJ 1 to number 2 with an Ethernet cable, and then I've got another copy of this, and I'm going to put it into DJ 3, so I'm able to kind of maneuver between my whole library quite comfortably. I've even got CDs as well, just in case. The CDs are just a backup actually, but we'll see how we get on. You know, don't just put your music just onto the hard drive and then get here and just plug it in. I mean, you can do that, it's easy to do that, but you may as well analyse the track. You may as well put it into the beginning of the beat grid. Because if you don't do those 2 things, when you press the loop button, it's not going to work. It might kind of work, might nearly work, but it's not going to be accurate. By definition, when you produce, all your loops need to be 100% on. Now, if you put them within the quantize and the beat grid, they will be 100% on, otherwise you will sooner or later drift off. So I'd say make sure you do that, otherwise your loop functions won't work, in my opinion, correctly. Technology is great, and I love using it, and I love learning how to use it, because, you know, that's what I'm into. Obviously, I'm quite a seasoned producer now, and I love being able to marry the 2 ideas. But, you know, regardless of the pioneers' technology and its kit and how good it is, the main thing is the music. It's the music and the crowd that gives you the goosebumps, not the technology, but I'm happy to use both. There's only one favourite Mexican drink, and it's the tequila. I'm going to drink a full bottle of tequila. Not tonight though, because that would be silly. But yeah, that's for me. Hola, my name is Yousef, and you're watching DJsounds Latin America from Mexico City.